Hey there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies. Hope you're doing well. Check out my new jacket from Anion. This company right here. They make amazing stuff. It's recycled wool, Canadian made, really well crafted. Recommend checking out their stuff. Today's video is about something that somebody said to me in the final call of the mentorship program. There'll be more coming out about why I ended that program and all this, but it was something someone said and I wanted to pass it on because I think it's useful. In the final call, some of the members hijacked it with a bit of an appreciation, which was very kind of them. And one of the things that was said was by the woman who's actually in the program the longest. She was the first to join and she was in the last cohort and was there through a lot of it. She said, "I never felt like you were seven-stepping me." Meaning she'd been through so many programs, so they have their 5 steps, their 7 steps, and they just try to fit you into the box of those steps. So if you ever get stuck, well, just go do that step. And it's cookie cutter, it's template, it's boilerplate. And she said, "I never felt like you did that to me." And I thought about it and I thought, you know, I recognize myself in what you're saying. I don't do that to people. I don't think I ever have. It's not that I don't have a point of view. It's not that I don't have models of things. But I really don't 7-step people. For better or for worse, my style is a bit more jazz. And anyways, I considered it high praise because nobody wants to be 7-stepped. Nobody wants to be put through somebody else's, the meat grinder of somebody else's formula. Nobody wants to be fit into a package of somebody else. People do want guidance. They want steps, you know, they want a kind of some boundaries, but they don't want to be subjected to a formula. Because if they get subjected to a formula, sometimes people think they do want it, but of course what you get out of that is something formulaic. I can't even tell you how many friends I've seen, colleagues of mine who worked with other colleagues of mine, who, when they were finished, their website looked a lot like the coach. Even sometimes in terms of the content, you know, somebody who's a holistic practitioner suddenly was a business coach. I thought, what? How did this happen? How did you change careers, literally? There are certain formulas or formulations, let's say, that work. There are certain approaches and there are certain foundational moves. That's good. But there are some of the basics. It's not wise to try to reinvent the wheel every time. But I do think our role as coaches is to work with the person in front of us. Yeah, not to... somebody a little vocal today. There's a lot of hurting people in the world, I tell you. Yeah, so yeah, people deserve to have their stories heard. The best doctors don't treat the diagnosis. They treat the person. They treat the story. The best doctors in the world don't have you come in, spend a few minutes saying, "What are your symptoms?" Great. Let me look in the manual. Okay, those symptoms equal this. The protocol for that is this. Boom, and you're done. But almost every doctor does that. That is the common approach. And what I'm suggesting is that instead of treating the symptoms, we treat the story. The more I learn about my clients' stories, the more useful I am to them. When my clients, you know, struggle with their niche, I have to ask them, well, what got you started in this work? Why are you doing it? If it hasn't worked, why hasn't it worked? What do you think is going on? We need to know the stories of our clients. We need to know the details, the particulars, what makes it unique. And yes, hilariously, there are patterns. There are common dynamics. For example, almost everyone who books a puttering session with me, it's niching. That's almost always the case. Every time they're struggling with their niche. So there are certain things that, yeah, it's predictable. But that doesn't mean I need to approach that predictable thing in a predictable way. And yes, if they're a healer, often it's their deepest wounds are going to be a doorway to their truest niche. That's predictable too, but one still has to be present and listen to what the person is really saying. And craft something out of what they're giving you, as opposed to trying to fit it into the box you have. Instead of saying, here's the material I'm giving you, now you make something out of this. It's our job to make something out of what they give us, yeah? Not, here's my formulas and my theories, now use this to create something. Ultimately what they want is guidance. They want us to be sitting there beside them, helping them make something out of the material they've already brought. And that's where the skill shows up. The skill shows up in being able to work with what you got from them, guided by your own skill. Because they might bring you a bunch of fabric and think, there's nothing I can make. Well, hold on, we can move this here, we could do this, we could cut this, and then we could fold this in this way. And you can probably see something they can't, just partly because you're not them and you're outside of their situation. But also because you bring a certain amount of skill and experience level to bear. It's very tempting to want to just turn it all into 7 steps. Make it a home study course and call it. I'm not knocking, I have home study courses, but it's very tempting to want to just be able to do that and then to sell it as if it's something more profound. Anyways, don't 7-step people. Listen to their story instead. That's all. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks if you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. There haven't been videos for the last week. It's got busy. Thank you so much for sticking around, for waiting. And you can join my email list, marketingforhippies.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I mostly just post sweet memes there. And and then I've got this membership program. So if you like what you're hearing me say, if you resonate with what I'm talking about and you think, boy, I'd like to delve deeper into all that material, and then wonderful. That's what the membership program is for. Maybe I'll end with this. As I was just saying, dive into my material. So it's true, I do have material. And you have material too. And it seems that the best work is the mix of your material and their material. If you think about like cloth, like physical material. Here I am. It's interesting. I started the video talking about my coat. Yeah, the best things we can make will be the mix of the material we bring and the material they bring. And together we create some sort of, outrageous, colorful coat that fits them perfectly and that they couldn't have made themselves. Okay, that's really it. Thanks, everyone.